When you were growing up, did anyone ever teach you about money? For most people, the answer is no or nobody. And here we are, many years later, trying to raise our own children and trying to get them financially confident with money without a map. In today's video, I'm going to give you that map. I'm going to tell you what works, what doesn't work, and what the Bible has been saying about it for thousands of years. Stay tuned. I'm Lara Ijomi, founder of Early Money Habits and author of 3 money books for children. And I teach parents how to help their children get confident with money and money skills. Let's start with the biggest money mistake parents have been making is
3, 2, 1.
Waiting until you feel that they're ready, waiting until you think they're old enough, waiting until the time is right. And it comes from a very good place. It comes from a healthy place. However, what research has been showing us and saying to us is that children begin to form their money habits from the age of 3. And by the age of 7, their core money habits are already set in place. It's set in place, but not set in stone. So we can always walk around that. Now, when you wait till they're a teenager, what's been happening is that they've been learning about money by default. And when I say default, what I mean is they've been watching how you're using your money, your behaviors around money, whether you get stressed about money, whether you avoid talking about money. So they've been learning by default over many years. So you don't actually know perhaps what your child has been learning because they didn't have a map to begin with. Here's what consistently works when it comes to learning about money, and it's all backed by research. There are 3 points I'm going to make here. So the first one is observation. Now, children learn by observation more than instruction. They're like the CCTV that you never ask for. They're always with you wherever you go. They see the things that you think they didn't see, and they learn a lot of our behaviors, and they pick up a lot of our mannerisms as well. It's just quite fascinating. The second way to help a child learn about money is what I call operation. Operation, I'm not talking about a surgeon now. I'm talking about hands-on practical things about money. So for example, they can help you count coins, they can help you count cash, they can pay for goods at the till. Just get them hands-on when it comes to money so that they start to experience it, because when they do things in an operational way, it embeds their understanding. And then the third point I'm going to make here, and I think this one is the easiest one, is conversation. Just have a conversation with them and make it organic. You're not going to sit down and have a big discussion. Just something where you're going on a walk, you're in the car, you're just hanging out after dinner. Just have a short, concise conversation about money with them. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it meaningful to them, and they will learn from that. I'm going to give you 3 practical things that work and 2 things that backfire when it comes to teaching children about money. The first thing that works is the framework. You need a framework for children to be able to learn, and it's the 3 money jars. Whether they're 4 or they're 14, they can still use the 3 money jars. It's really simple. You get 3 clear jars. Yes, one is for giving, one is for saving, one is for spending. And they put their money in there by themselves. They decide what proportion goes into each jar. Obviously, you can always guide them if they're still very young, but let them do it themselves. And this just starts to make things clearer in their mind and make money very simple for them. So the second thing I'm going to talk about is failures. I'm sure you're thinking failures. What I'm talking about here is money mistakes. Give them pocket money. Let them get to practice. Remember, I talked about operation, hands-on experience. Let them practice managing money, their own money. So you're giving them pocket money and they decide to spend everything on sweets, for example, or whatever their thing is. They decide to spend it or squander it. Leave them alone. Let them think about it. Let them reflect on what they've done that they could do better that was wrong, and then they'll start to learn for themselves. It won't be you telling them what to do, it'll be them thinking for themselves and making money decisions. And then the third thing that works is family. And when I say family, I mean involving them in family decisions. Now, I'm not telling you to go and ask them about what do you think about our mortgage? Should we remortgage? How much should we pay the rent? No, we're not talking about big stuff. We're talking about things that are meaningful to them. There's one thing children like, and it's food. Okay, so we can start with food. So you could say, should we eat this for dinner tonight? Do you want to go shopping? Should we buy this at the shop or should we not? Or even you could even say, do you know what? Should we have takeaway tonight? What do you think? You'll be surprised. Sometimes the children might say, actually, no, I think we should just cook together. Well, that would be a great thing for a child to say. Most times they do ask for takeaway. But anyway, the point is just include them in basic money decisions. Okay, let's talk about two things that backfire. The first one is having a long lecture. Long lectures, even for some of us adults, switches us off. So they're listening in one ear and it's going out the other way. So no long lectures, keep it short, keep it concise, like I said earlier on. And then the second thing that also backfires is when we start to use money as a form of punishment. Money is not a goal, remember, it's a tool. So if you start to use it as a form of punishment, what you're teaching your child is they always have to get emotional when it comes to money. And that is not a good idea. You want them to use their logic and not get all wrapped up in emotions. Now, everything I teach is rooted in 5 biblical principles. The first one is earn. In all labor, there is profit. So money should be earned by providing value to others. The second one is save. Planning is part and parcel of money management. The Bible says, be wise like the ant who stores up her food in the summer. The third one is spend. God provides money so that we can eat and enjoy. Spending money on your needs and your wants is part and parcel of money management. The fourth one is give. Giving and sharing with others creates an abundance mindset. The Bible says the generous soul will be made rich, and if you water others, you will be watered yourself. The fifth one is grow. Money will multiply when placed in the right environment for a period of time. The Bible says that God will water the seed that you have placed in the ground. When your child grows up with this framework, they become free from the bondage of ignorance and equipped with timeless wisdom. So just like a map, I have given you the way to go and the pitfalls to avoid. But I'm sure you're thinking, now where do I actually start? What I have done is I've actually put together a free guide which can be downloaded by following the link below, and it's 5 money chats to get your children to start talking about money in a simple and meaningful way. If you like this, give us a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.